Hey guys, Sublord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Amazon exclusive Wreck and Rule Deluxe Class G2 Leadfoot. That was a freaking mouthful. That's what she said. That said, of course, this is brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, as well as my good buddy Evil Villain. Click the link in the description below. Head on over to his Instagram and give him a follow. Let him know Overlord sent you and all that good stuff. That said, good old Leadfoot here was initially released in a 2-pack with Mastodonus, I believe was his name. It's a fossilizer. That's a retool of the skeleton Triceratops I looked at on this channel. Not Tricranius, the other one. His name escapes me. But they retooled it into a Mastodon. Releases an Amazon exclusive 2-pack. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. I don't have the fossilizer, obviously. But I do have Leadfoot. And the other Wreck and Rule non-fossilizer characters. So I decided, screw it, we're going to be taking a look at these Wreck and Rule characters because I think they're kind of cool. And, you know, it's a full set. You know how I feel about full sets. So, with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. Take a look, see at all Leadfoot has to offer in terms of accessories. I have this one blaster here. It's rather large in charge, but it gets the job done. And that's all you get. Unless you get the 2-pack, then you get the skeleton Mastodon guy. But at any rate, here is G2 Leadfoot. Now you guys probably understand why I looked at that G2 Sideswipe yesterday. But yeah, he's cool. Fun fact, Leadfoot was a wrecker in the Bayformer movies, and they did release a more G1 style Roadbuster back in the Thrilling 30 line. I'm surprised he didn't get a release in this line, because not for nothing, we got Leadfoot, we had Roadbuster, all we'd need is Topspin, and we'd have the Bayformer wreckers, but it is what it is. But as far as articulation on this guy goes, he uses the Siege Mirage body, as far as I can tell, so his head will rotate. His shoulders will go up about that far. If you move this out of the way, this kind of shoulder plate, you can get it up just a smidge more, but I like having these this way, so that's where they're going to stay. He can rotate back and forth. He's got a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, wrists can hinge because of transformation, waist twist. If you dislodge that, you do get a little bit of an ab crunch. Hips will kick in and out, forward and back. He's got a thigh cut. Single jointed knee. The backs of his legs are a little bit of a jumbled mess, but it is what it is. Yeah, that stuff doesn't snap it. And then he does have a bit of an ankle tilt. He's got a lot of an ankle tilt. And even a hinge. So, pretty decent articulation there for a Deluxe class. But Siege is really where, in my opinion anyways, Hasbro stepped it up significantly with the Transformers. I mean, they were good before, but I feel like this is really when they were taking off. You can put his gun on his back like that. I was just seeing how that looked. It looks kind of silly. So we're going to take that out and plug it into his hand here. There you go. There is G2 Leadfoot. No idea what G1 Leadfoot looks like. I don't believe I have him in the archives anywhere, but standing him up so we can bring in our two regulars. We got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith right here, and the infamous 11 Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while I can't say that I know whether or not the Transformers community was really clamoring for good old G2 Leadfoot here, I have to say, after having him in hand, he's a pretty solid figure. I mean, if you have the Siege Mirage, you pretty much know what you're getting into, but I'm also going to tell you, I'm not 100% sure if this guy is reused to that mold or not, so please don't quote me on that. But with that being said, before we wrap this sucker up, why don't we get good old Leadfoot here transformed and take a closer look at his vehicle mode. And as promised, here we have good old G2 Leadfoot in his stock car alt mode. Like I said, this guy is reuse from, I want to say Siege Mirage, but don't quote me on that. His gun pegs into the side here. Not well, mind you. It's very tough to get out. Whoop! That's what she said. And initially, I thought it went here. Like, this makes more sense to me, but it does not. It clearly does not go here. So, you just kind of plug it onto the sides there and hope for the best. That said, mold degradation is a bit of an issue with this guy because I had a heck of a time getting the arms, these bits, to plug into what are the, I want to say, sides of the legs. That said, when all is said and done, he looks cool, and he can roll back and forth. Whee! Whee! So that's fun, but yeah, that is G2 Leadfoot in a nutshell. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.